Hey guys, welcome to Becoming a Soulful Couple. My name is Vimala Rane, a mother of two lovely daughters, wife of a wonderful husband, title winner of Mrs. Superwoman 2019, and a corporate trainer turned relationship coach. And I'm on a mission to help singles, unmarried people, newly married couple, engaged couple, uh, on the mission of helping them to learn the mindfulness in marriage and helping them to become a soulful couple. And we are inviting a lot of my friends and well-wishers who wants to join in this mission. And today I have a very interesting friend of mine called Ajitha.gayatri, a cute young newly married girl with a lot of ambitions in helping two areas of her life. So let me introduce her to you. She is a certified life coach. Ajita has coached around 40 people in aspect of arranged marriages. Ajita, I welcome you onto the show. Please come on the camera. Yeah, thank you, Ajita. Hi,
Hi, Vimala. I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine too. So let me continue to introduce her, guys. Founder of Index for Life. It's a unique training institute focusing on future skills for children. And there they teach skills like internet discipline, which is most wanted, money management, habit building, and many more skills which are useful for children future. So, Ajita, why have you chosen these two areas? Arranged marriages and also helping children.
Yeah, so helping children is my mission. I can say it's my passion since very young age. I always wanted to work on betterment of uh, people's future. And the other thing about coaching young adults in arranged marriages is through my experience, my own experience. I have an arranged marriage, and when I started the journey of arranged marriage, when it was around 2017 when my parents proposed to get into one. I thought, okay, it will be as normal as dating because I haven't really had a first-hand experience of watching people who are in arranged marriage or something. But it's completely different from what I thought it was. And also had the same inhibitions where people say, right, like, arranged marriages are loveless marriages, or arranged marriages are somewhere something about you they portray it as to be a forced marriage. I always had that fear that whether my parents will force me into some kind of a marriage, and I would be stuck for life. But fortunately my parents didn't do that. They had given me enough choice for that, and also there were a few areas wherein even they don't know how to deal with current generation as well, because it's a huge gap of generation gap. And that's where uh, I informed them how it is going to work in this day and time. And there was a lot of conversations, a lot of fighting backs, and all of that happened even in my arranged marriage journey also. But at the end, we came into the same ground, and I found, I can say I found my soulmate.
Very good. So, now, why do you think people need coaching in arranged marriages?
Because the problem here is, we all see love marriage and everywhere in movies and everything. We have the perception of love as something, but when it comes to arranged marriage, a lot of people think it as a business deal or something. As I already told you, right? Everyone thinks, in at least in this generation, that everyone thinks arranged marriages are forced marriages. But there is a lot of difference in these two. It can be arranged, but also you can choose. So that's where people really get a wrong perception of it. And it's like, either go for love marriage wherein you find the bride or the groom yourself, or go for the forced marriage wherein your parents will find, and you just be miserable for the rest of your life just because your parents wanted you to get into that. So that's what the mindsets are of people right, right now in this current generation.
So, what
But
aspects of arranged marriages you train people on? What are the things you do?
So first thing is that, I will clear the myths and inhibitions that they have, because of the internet and because of the information that we see, there are a lot of myths. Trust me. And they have a lot of inhibitions. Uh, they see one failed case of arranged marriage and they think all arranged marriages are like this. And it's okay if you are going for love marriage and think like that, but if you are going for arranged marriage, it will be a barrier for your life. Stepping into something very new and very beautiful, thinking that your life is over, how bad it is. So first thing, I will clear their inhibitions and I will clear their fears, because everyone has this fear. You are going to marry someone uh, you barely know. You can't talk. You never talk to that person. You barely know. You meet once or twice with that person, and you're stuck for life. If you can't undo the decision, so that's where a lot of youth fear in going into arranged marriages. So I clear those inhibitions and I help them prioritize what to speak and what. As I already told you, that in arranged marriages, we hardly get to speak like 2 to 3 times.
Mhm.
But I help them prioritize what they need, prioritize what they want, and I help them have conversations with their potential partners, wherein they will get to know if that person is their partner or not in first 2 to 3 meets, at least in minimal meets, I can say.
Okay. So a person who is planning to get married, who are at home, they are talking about marriage, and these people have some kind of fear. They come to you and say, okay, they are talking about arranged marriage for me.
Yes.
I need some clarity. So Ajita, help me. That's how it starts, right?
Yes, that's how it starts exactly.
Okay. And then what happens?
So they come to me and I ask first thing I ask is what is their fear about. So the biggest fear that they have is, what if my parents force me into this? So first step, if this is the case, first step, I help them. I actually give them script on what to talk to their parents. you
Mm-hmm.
know uh, it's there is always a communication gap between children and parents, and when it comes to a serious matters like this, a lot of times they just fight, and someone or the other compromises, and at the end the result is very drastic if in this case. So I help them communicate their needs to their parents first. So the main thing I say is, I say like this, first go sit with your parents and say, I respect your decisions because I know you do anything good for me, but this is my life and I have to choose it. So how much I respect your decisions, I want you to reciprocate the same with me. I'm an adult and I know what to do.
Mm. Here I
It's
want to
only
ask.
your job. Yeah.
Here I want to interrupt and ask you one question.
Yes.
Are the people who are talking about I want to speak with my parents, are they clear about what they want from their life? I feel
Not
most.
really.
Are you sure they know what is their what is that they want? Most of them are so confused with what kind of
Not
life they
really.
want.
Yes. Yes.
Are they clear with what they want?
Mostly no. Mostly no. That's why I take 3 to 4 sessions, wherein in first session I clear their inhibitions and fears, whatever they have. In the second session, I work on their priorities and I have a set of questions, and they have to fill it up and they have to think through on rating those questions. And I have a system in place wherein they have to work on themselves and they have to get with the top 5 priorities for their life, their own life, how they are in envisioning their life in future. So first, if we are clear about our life, then we'll get to know about what we want in our partner.
So one personal question. So were you very clear with what you want before you got married?
Yes, but I told it started in 2017, but I got married in 2020. So it's a 3-year journey for me.
Mhm.
So when I started, I didn't know, absolutely know nothing. And when my parents used to get matches and I used to see, and I used to like that person or unlike that person. And after like talking for 2 3 days, or after a week, my parents would ask, should I say yes or no? I didn't know what to say. I would say no, that's it, because I just wanted to escape that. So that's how it happened, like for 1 year. And then I know something is going wrong. I know something is going wrong with me, but I didn't know how to do it. And I didn't have anyone to talk to also. I spoke to my
I have one question. So, what made you to think that something is going wrong? What you actually wanted? Why you said no to many things? Why you want to escape?
exactly exactly. That's what I didn't know. What I wanted in life. That's
Okay.
what I didn't know. And
Okay.
to get a clarity, I asked many people, who have got arranged marriage and who are happy with their life. And I spoke to many people, and I asked, uh, how did you choose a person that you chose? Or I asked a little persons from 60 years to people who have just married. But all the answers that I got were not really satisfactory for me. It's just not that I wanted. I don't want to settle for that. But again, I don't want to go for a love marriage or something, because
So,
again, I have my
so let's get deep into it. So, what were the common answers that married people were telling you and that you didn't want? What are those things?
one thing is like, once you get married, you'll adjust yourself. You'll
Okay.
adjust for the situation for yourself, and that I didn't want to do,
Okay.
because it should be my choice that I had to adjust to few things, but I have to make a conscious choice of it. So I didn't want to just jump in and think like, okay, everything will settle down. So I can't do that. So that's one thing, one advice I got, and I feel that is bad. That is bad advice, because it's a luck, 50-50 luck. One, if you get a nice partner, I'm lucky, and I have a happy life. And if you don't get a partner whom you don't like, or whom you don't connect with, I don't know, my life would end up miserable. So I don't want to take that luck chance. So that's why I didn't consider that as option. And the second most important thing is, like, second most advice I got is, like, women should adjust. It's like it doesn't happen like this for women, and all of the gyan about women, which again, I didn't want it to settle for that. And the third thing is, they say arranged marriages, like few people I interacted with, is like, they say arranged marriages are compromise, and you just have to compromise, you can't do much about it or something. But I just wanted to do something. I wanted to find love. But the problem where I felt is, no one said that they will find love. Love is a most priority in finding a partner. No one said about it. And that's what was a biggest fear for me. Because yes, I wanted to have a relationship. I wanted to have a relationship through arranged marriage, but I also wanted to find love. I just don't want to settle for
Can I interrupt?
loveless marriage.
Ajita, can I interrupt here? So, what is the definition of love in a marriage?
So I can say how well you can communicate your needs to each other.
Okay.
That's what is love about.
Beautiful. Yeah.
How well you both are understanding each other, and how well you can communicate your own needs to each other, and how well the other person is taking it. That's it.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Not more, not less. Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. So finally, so that is the third one. So girls have to adjust, and nobody said that you can find love in an arranged marriage. Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. Then how
So
did
those are the answers that I've got. And then later, uh, in the same time, I have entered into the life coaching journey, wherein I was training for becoming a life coach. And luckily, I could I could implement all of those systems for myself. So there are a lot of tools, there are a lot of techniques wherein you find any that can help in any areas of life. But I used those techniques in finding myself. Then I knew what I really wanted. Then I knew what I don't want. Then I knew that, how should I ask questions so that I understand the other person. Then it was a piece of cake. This happened in, January or February 2019. I started training as a life coach, and by the end of 2019, I was engaged. So I as soon as I got into the journey, I clearly could see what I want.
Mm-hmm.
But I struggled for two years on this whole aspect of what I want.
So now,
Wherein I,
now I'm so
yeah.
you understood what you really want. How did you express to the guy of your life? I,
So that will be more, in life coach, they say, uh, like they train how to interact with your clients and all. So they say, ask more questions, don't answer. So that I did the same thing. I did the same thing. So I
okay.
had a few questions. I didn't have questions like, about general questions or something. I had questions about their future. I had questions about, so it is with my husband, let's say. So I asked, why, first thing. So first thing I asked, are you 100% ready for this kind of a setup? Because I was not ready when I started. So I didn't want to go with a person who's not ready for arranged marriage. So first thing I used to ask is like, are you ready for arranged marriage? And second thing I asked was, how do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, how do you want to envision your life in 5 years?
A corporate question.
It's like, it's exactly the corporate question. And like, what do you want your future to look like, and what are you expecting from your future partner? So these are the questions that I asked. And so once they say yes or they say no, like, once if they say yes, I used to ask only one question to them. After they say yes, I asked, why did you say yes? I think this is one question uh, that is a very determinate question. Why did you say that? Say yes. Even though I like that person, I would ask this one question: why did you say that? Like, for my husband, I remember what his reply was. He said, I always, he's a very calm person. He's kind of an introvert. So he said, I am an introvert, and I am a calm person, but I always wanted someone who's very bold. And I always wanted someone who fights with me.
Oh my God.
Because I don't want a person like me. I don't want an introvert person. And I am exactly that person. I'm bold, and I tell everything on face and all of that. And even till today, it's been 1.5 years that we have got married. And even today, when I fight with him, he likes it. He laughs about it. He likes it
Ajitha, don't
because
be in
he
a
likes
hurry.
the same nature.
Don't
Yeah.
be in a hurry. Test of a time is 10 years. This is puppy fight.
Yes, I know that. I know that.
It's a
But
puppy
I
fight.
just, yes. I just say, I'm just saying this because that's that's the nature he cherishes with other person. Like, even though if we put 10 people in front of him, he chooses a bold person to be, his friend or something, because he likes such kind of a people. So that's where I was like, say, sold out. That's where the point where I sold out.
Oh, very interesting. But what if there are many guys or girls, both the sides, who are not willing to even come for the discussion, or they come for this discussion, they give a lot of nice answers um, in with the girl or with the boy, but unfortunately their remote control is somewhere,
Yeah. Yes, I get
and
it that.
and you realize that only after getting married.
So again, you have to realize it before you get married. So you need to
How do
ask
you know?
questions.
No,
You need to
okay,
ask
fine.
questions
When the
first.
person is with you, he or she is absolutely fine, and they like you, and they give all the answers that you want to hear, because they also want to that. But I'm talking about a real time scenario where
Hmm.
this guy was so sweet, and he said, I wish I can do that. And he was so surrendering and very nice, pleasant guy, but his remote control was his mother.
Mm.
So when he is with his mother, he's totally a different person. When he is with a girl, before marriage, he was different. During that engagement
Mm.
and the marriage time, he was totally different, and we were so surprised with his behavior. But after marriage, he gave the remote control. Probably he was, even before marriage, the remote control was with his mother. After marriage, it's a very confirmed commitment, so everything went for a
Yeah.
toss.
Yeah. So here again, when you first meet and when you are first talking to each other, the phase that you will be in is dating phase. Where even in if you see in love marriages also, in dating phase, people do try to impress each other, and the real questions don't come. Real scenarios won't come in that time, and that's where the trick is. You have to ask questions, and by it's not the answers that you want. You have to have question, but you don't have to have the answer. I That's where the people I have one simple example that I will give is, most of women ask, do you have any restrictions about dressing? And the man says, of course, no, because once you are married, if I restrict her, she would have to follow, right? So they give as convenient answer as it is for them. So you can't ask the straight question and expect a complicated answer. So you should see his behavior around people who are wearing a short dress or something. You should get a maybe you should just share a photo with friends who are wearing a short dress and ask. Then they will get give their opinions. Then you will understand. Oh, okay, this person is not like as if he said it to be. So the first 1 week or 2 weeks that you talk to that person is testing phase. It's not dating phase. After engagement, it is dating phase. For arranged marriages, first 2 to 3 weeks is testing phase. You have to test that person. You don't
How
have to
many,
fall for that
how
person.
many, how many meetings one should have to test?
So yeah, again, one question, like I wanted to answer the previous question when the thing that you asked. So if they say the remote control is with their moms or something, you can ask one simple question. I tell my clients also to do that. Like when they meet for first time, so you can be as obedient as if in front of your parents and their parents. It's up to you. But once you talk to each other, one thing you have to ask is, can we share our phone numbers? First thing, can we share our phone numbers? And you don't have to tell it in your house, and I will also not tell this thing in my house. If they have told it, then you know that that person is a mama's boy or that person is a mama's girl, because it's an agreement between you both, and you have to be adult enough to understand that you made agreement and you should not share it with someone else. Because even in love, you don't share it, right? Until unless you are confirmed with a girl or confirmed with the girl with a guy, you don't go and tell your parents about, yes, I'm talking to this girl, or of about this scenarios. I'm talking to this girl at this time. You don't do that in dating. Why do you do that in arranged marriages? Yes, your parents have arranged the date, and that's it. Rest everything you have to take control over. So I'll tell my clients, I'll deliberately ask them to ask phone number and say this word. So that's how you test.
Very
It's
interesting. I wish you had come into my life 20 years back. Or I so many of my audiences are married people. I think you would have wished that
yeah.
Ajitha was in our life. But still, I'm a little apprehensive about this because it's a real time case, recent case, and the marriage dissolved.
Hmm.
Marriage dissolved.
Yes.
We got married, but it was a clear cut case of mummy's boy. He didn't have
Yeah.
any control of the marriage. He didn't have even the freedom to go for a honeymoon.
I know.
It was it's very painful to realize
I
that
understand.
to realize that some of the uh, kids are not having the freedom to live their own life. What is your call on that?
See, it's completely their fault. It's not their parents' fault. Like after you reach a certain age, you have to take control of your life. If you don't have that mindset of taking control of your life, that's your problem. Because after 18, you have got, you know, freedom to choose your own elections, and you choose your own MLA or MP. How can you not have, uh, you know, a choice to choose your own life and life partner? Whenever I see the clients, and if I find a clients who are already married, or they come to me with this problem, I upfront tell to them, like, get your husband or get your wife, and I will talk to them, and I will say, you have to be, why this thing happens also. I'll tell this psychology behind the being mama's boy or mama's girl is because, first thing, the choice that they made to be married is not their own choice. It will be their parents' choice. So it's easy to throw blame upon the parents than to take charge and fix issues. So whenever, if they had any problems, even after they got married, and if they have problems in their family, the first thing that they reach out is to their parents. And that's how they become mamas, their parents' pets. Until unless you own it up to yourself, you can't do it. And parents are also too scared to leave that control, because what if she changes my boy? What if he changes my girl? And cell phones and the technology is doing the worst part in doing this. At least earlier, maybe in your age or something, parents would throw it off. It's your marriage, you have to deal with it. We are
No, no,
no.
no, no way. It was worse than that. It was
Oh,
worse
okay.
than that. Yeah, it was worse than that. One final question, Ajita. Give us one tip for the girls and for the boys to be
Okay.
so independent in understanding what kind of life partner they want, number one, and number two, how they have to draw the line or balance their parents once they get into a new relationship, how they have to balance between these two people, newfound love and
Yeah.
parents. So it will be, even especially with people who have a single daughter, single son.
Yes.
You give me these two tips. How these youngsters have to learn to do that.
So first thing I say is, even though if it is arranged or love marriage, you are finding love for yourself. So that's the number one tip. You have to look for love. You should not look for a partner whom your parents like, or you should not look for a partner whom society will accept. Everything is secondary. First thing is, you have to find your own love. So until unless you don't know what is that you want, you can't do anything. And the second thing is, you have to communicate about these things to your parents even before you getting into the relationship.
Oh my God.
You,
How?
yeah. So you have to say, that's when you have to keep preparing them that I am adult enough to take my own decisions. Even in arranged marriage, as I told you, right? You have to sit with your parents and talk to them. See, I respect you, but I have my own life. I respect you. I respect your choice, but let me take my own choices. You give me 10 choices and I will pick one. So before you have to, you can't be like, I am nodding everything what my mom says till the date of marriage, and next day I will be adult. You can't do that. Of course, parents will feel insecure. because suddenly, as soon as the other person has entered the life, and this person is acting weirdly, even though the other person is not doing anything, they feel insecure. So even before that, you have to contradict their decisions. You have to contradict their, their suggestions. If they are suggesting you with some, this is best example is life choices. They will fight for their own life choices, right? Current youth are doing that for life choices, doing that for job choices, doing that for career choices. Why not for relationship choices? It's just that they are not prioritizing it. I feel first you have to prioritize, you have to communicate to them in a manner even before the relationship starts. They have to communicate to their parents, see, okay, now I am adult. They have to properly communicate to them. I am adult and I can take care of my decisions. Once again, after after they getting married, they have to have at least a mutual contract between the couple, saying that, okay, we will talk to our parents every day or something. So let's not discuss these aspects of our life with, not even with your parents, not even with my parents.
Beautiful.
Let's deal these things ourselves. So they have to take charge of their own marriage.
Beautiful.
That's where the importance lies in.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. Um,
Yeah.
so it's time to wind up, but I'm so curious to ask one more question if time permits.
Yes. Yes.
Here it's a perfect match. Okay, Ajita speaks, and there's one person who likes a bold girl, and he is admiring a bold girl. But in most of the marriages, when the bold girl is a girlfriend, they admire, but the same bold girl, when she becomes a wife, they don't admire. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
When a girl is bold when she was a girlfriend, it's so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But the same girl, when she thinks inside the house after she gets married, the boldness comes in terms of thinking, giving ideas,
Yeah. So
disagreeing.
again, the problem comes in the house because how she is being with their parents. That also you should see. So that's where, I can say I'm a bold person. I shout, everything. But my husband would also accept that if I shout in house and when we are in closed room. But he wouldn't accept it when I do it in front of a larger audience, or if I do it in front of his parents or something. That I have to have my own knowledge. Even if my husband shouts on me in such kind of a scenario, even I would not take it. So if I would not take it, why should I do it with that person? So yes, I am a bold person with him, and yes, I do bold choices with my career. I do bold choices with how I do, how I speak, what kind of a career. But with parents, with his parents, and with my parents, I will be a small little girl with a silent, silent, because that's what they are expecting from me. I don't mind, what that person is expecting from me, and I don't mind to give it to that person.
Beautiful.
I don't have to be, I don't have to fight for everything, every
Beautiful.
small little things.
Beautiful.
That's
So
a balance that you have to look for, I
beautiful.
feel.
I like that. I like that. I really like that. I thoroughly enjoyed the interaction. Hope you all have enjoyed Ajita's beautiful tips, but make sure that you clearly understand what she's trying to say. All these are values behind building a person as an individual. It is not one day you're throwing yourself and say, I'm a girl, I'm going to take, or I'm a boy, I'm going to take my own decision. It's nothing to do with disrespect. She's talking about values. She's talking about ownership, and she's talking
Yes.
about choices and being clear with what you exactly want in a marriage, and then deciding how to go about. So beautiful discussion, Ajita. I think you're going to get a lot of compliments for this. And
Thank
you
you.
want
Thank you
you
so
want you
much.
want to you want to give any final point?
So one thing I spoke a lot about being an adult. See, being an adult doesn't mean that disrespecting someone. You can do it. You can stand on your own feet without stepping on someone's head. that's what you have to look for, and that's what the balance is all about.
Wow. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Follow whatever you follow in your corporate life. I say follow whatever you follow in your job, the same thing follow in your house. You'll have a beautiful marriage.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for coming on my
yeah.
show. And I think
Thank you.
she's one of the most busiest person as well. I'm going to leave your contact in my description box. And if you want to get in touch with Ajita, you can get in touch with her, guys. And thank you, Ajita. Bye
Thank you
bye.
so much. See you,
Yeah, see you.
Vimla.
Yeah, bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm going to come up with a lot more interviews with a lot more people. And I think this interview is from a person who's so young and who has a lot of clarity about marriage. Not only she is having clarity with her own marriage, she is also giving a lot of clarity for youngsters about arranged marriages. So, if you like this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to talk about all the ingredients of a happy marriage. I'm going to bring a lot of people into this topic so that we get different dimensions from different people and different experiences. So thanks for being with me, and I'll come back again with another interview. Please keep liking, sharing, and subscribing, and please share this channel with people, unmarried people, so that we save marriages. We help people understand this marriage because this is not spoken much. There are a lot of channels which will teach you about how to make money, how to grow in your career, but nobody is teaching us how to be in a relationship, in a marriage. So uh, be tuned to this channel and share it and subscribe and like, and I'll come back again with another interview. Thanks for your time. I'll see you again.